Joining us this morning is Representative Kevin Kiley live in studio. Thank you so much for your time. We know you just got in last night, so we definitely appreciate everything.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, okay. So another Senate vote we do know is about to take place in the next 15 minutes or so. Do you expect any movement in the next vote?
I'm not sure I expect that. I sure hope it happens because this is absolutely unacceptable to have a government shutdown. I voted to keep the government open, to stop a shutdown, and I've always voted that way during both the Trump administration and the Biden administration. This is not a partisan issue. It's just a matter of Congress doing its most basic job, which is to fund the government and to keep the doors of our government open to our citizens. So this is why Americans are so frustrated and disillusioned with Congress. And to make matters worse, at this point, the main focus between the two sides seems to be on blaming one another for the shutdown as opposed to actually trying to end the shutdown.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you because I know bipartisanship has been a big part of your platform. And when you have something like this, a bill like this to keep the government open, typically, like you said, it's something that goes relatively smoothly. What needs to change? What's the olive branch moment that can happen right now to resolve things?
Yeah, so ultimately what needs to change is we need to have a better practices in Congress to actually pass a budget on time. Because what's happening now is we're basically asking for an extension because the deadline to pass a budget is passing. And so Chuck Schumer is saying, well, if we're going to give you the extension, then you need to work with us on X, Y, and Z. And I think that that's fine. The problem is he hasn't really presented any reasonable proposal to negotiate around. So what we need to do right now is for both sides to actually come to a reasonable compromise and on issues that are important to both sides, and ultimately to recognize that when the government is closed, that is bad for everyone. Now look, you're still going to get your Social Security check and that sort of thing, but we're going to have federal workers who are furloughed, we're going to have military members, air traffic controllers, TSA agents going without paycheck, we're going to lose critical services, we're going to lose access to national parks. That's why I have always voted against government shutdowns, and I think that we need to do everything possible to get the government back open immediately.
You know, you touched on Senator Schumer's comments just there. Some Democrats have argued that the negotiations have not been in good faith. You know, clearly they want to push for some amendments in terms of health care. What is your response to the idea that there hasn't been enough work across the aisle?
Well, I think that's absolutely true. I mean, if we can't even keep the government open, then that is a absolute institutional failure of Congress. So, you know, the Senator Schumer has raised this issue of health care premiums, and I think that's something that concerns me as well. I absolutely do not want to see people's health care premiums go up. The cost of living is already too high. I think there could maybe be negotiations around this issue of rescissions. I've actually raised the possibility maybe this is our chance to end this terrible redistricting war that's breaking out across the country and engulfing California as well. Maybe that can be part of an agreement, but we need to find a way to come together, and this is exactly the sort of thing that Americans are so frustrated with. There is no reason that millions and millions of Americans across the country should be paying the price for the excessive partisanship in Washington, D.C.
I'll get you out of here on this. What do you say to the federal workers and the families who are watching this morning and saying, well, I'm kind of in limbo right now. I don't know if I have a job to go back to even. What do you say to those families this morning?
Well, I'd say first, on behalf of the United States Congress, I apologize, even though I personally voted to keep the government open and to assure that you continue getting your paycheck. The institution has failed you. Now, I will say that there is, you know, in law, provisions saying that you receive back pay and all of that sort of thing to make sure that folks are made whole. But nevertheless, it's absolutely outrageous that we have potentially members of our military and other dedicated federal workers who are now being expected to show up without a paycheck.
Representative Kiley, we appreciate you coming in here today, especially again coming in late last night. So we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right, Brandy, time right now is 7:49. We'll toss it back to you.
Mike, thank you. Now, keep in mind, folks, senators did vote twice yesterday. Both times those proposals failed to get the 60 votes needed to pass. So here's what's next. Senators are scheduled to vote at 8 a.m. Pacific time in another 11 minutes or so is what we've been told. Now, there are no votes scheduled for tomorrow because of Yom Kippur, but senators are back on Friday and over the weekend until an agreement has been reached.